Hi, hello. My name is Day. Welcome back to my channel. I am here today to do something a little bit different. I am going to be trying a reading vlog. Now, this is under the knowledge that I am quite a slow reader, and I am hoping perhaps filming some of this reading will help me with maintaining some reading consistency. I've been reading daily. However, I've been reading manga daily. I have read one single paperback so far this year, which I am not saying is bad because according to my Goodreads, I'm on 20 books right now. So I'm not mad, I am reading. However, I have some ideas for book combinations that I think would make fun themed vlogs. So this vlog I have very randomly called the Winter Spooktacular. I have 4 books on this list that are semi-related. They're all spooky, and 3 of them for sure are actually winter related, but the other one is just mostly that I want to read it and it's spooky, so I'm putting it on the list. The books that I chose are, this is why you get yourself set up before you start. The books that I chose are A Haunting in the Arctic by C.J. Cooke, Never Whistle at Night, which is an indigenous horror anthology, and this is the one that was like kind of related, but it's just spooky. It's not necessarily winter. And then Christmas and Other Horrors, edited by Datlow. This one is a little bit of a cheat because, as you can see, I'm like halfway through it already. But I'm still gonna add it to the list because it doesn't matter. And then I just got from the library yesterday, the audiobook came through for Ararat, whose author I cannot remember, but it is a book that I actually have a physical copy of. It's just packed up in a box of books that I do not have here. All 4 of these books are backlist, and one of my goals for the year was to get through my backlist of books. So this is the start. I have somewhere to be, so I'm going to actually start with Ararat. I don't know if that's actually how you say that name, but I'm gonna start with that one because I can listen to it while I'm driving, and then when I come back I have some organizing to do, so I'll probably listen to it some more. I think it's 10 hours, and I listen on 1.8 speed, so it should be like 5 hours approximately. So we'll see how it goes. Well, I ended up listening to about 20 minutes of the book, which is actually only about 10 minutes of my time. I tell you to hear me out, but I truly have no excuse. I'm gonna work on it, but first I have a video premiering in like 3 minutes, so I will be back. Okay, the premiere is done. Now I must do some cleaning. Go. Bye.
It all made sense, but something niggled at the back of his mind.
So I'm like an hour into this book, Ararat. I've heard it said multiple times, and it's by Christopher Golden, by the way, because I could not remember who it was by earlier. I'm liking this book. It's very much my vibe. It's giving As Above, So Below, the movie. I don't know if there's anything besides the movie, but like, you know, it's a couple but like one of them is like adventurous and doesn't really think things through, and the other one is like a little more apprehensive but is like going with the flow, and they're trying to discover something crazy. This one is on a mountain instead of in the catacombs of Paris, but this is a big mountain that has had an avalanche, and the avalanche has revealed a cavern, and right now they're racing to that cavern. But my work is calling me, I'll be right back. So they're racing to this cavern, and they just got passed by another research team, and basically they're like, they want to be the first people to explore this cavern. They've got cameras. The main duo are like they're not husband and wife yet, they're fiancés, but whatever, like a husband and wife duo. So the husband films and the wife is kind of like the face of their little tag team, whatever, that they've got. So they're trying to beat this big research crew that's coming up with all this equipment and whatever. And it's I'm just liking the vibe so far. I can't say very much about it because nothing really spooky has gone on, and I'm kind of wondering if it is actually something spooky, because I originally bought this book because I wanted to do research for my tundra horror novel that I was writing. So I got Ararat, I got The White Road, I got The Terror, basically a couple books that were all winter spooks. However, I don't actually remember what the blurb was for this book. Like, I don't know if it's actually something is spooky in that cavern, you know, an ancient horror, or if it's just like a disaster horror, like they're gonna get stuck in there or something. So we will see. I'm liking it so far. We'll go from there. So I do have one qualm with this book so far. I'm still enjoying it. It's still great. I have some thoughts on like things that were potentially hinted at for later on, but I am an hour and 39 minutes into this book, and they've changed the main character of this book for the third time. So this book opens with a crew of people who are hiking, is that what you call it? This mountain, and an avalanche happens, and that's the first chapter. And then the second and third and fourth chapter are that pair of people that I was talking about who find this cavern. And now the fifth chapter is a new person 2 or 3 weeks later. And I realized, I went and looked it up, and it's the book is called Ararat, but in brackets it says Ben Walker #1. So I'm assuming it's like a series, like an adventure series or whatever, based off of this dude. So the new third person is Ben Walker, who I'm assuming is going to be the main character for the rest of the book. But it's a little bit odd to change so many times. So I feel like that would be one like negative that I've seen so far. It's not that I have disliked any of the 3 groups that they've chosen. It's just weird that I'm like I'm an hour and a half into the book, and I've now changed for the 3rd time to somebody different. So we'll see. Maybe they're gonna all like link up at some point in time, but I just thought I would give my thoughts there because it's interesting. Also, I wanted to read the blurb because I definitely know why I chose to pick this book. One moment. When a newly engaged couple climbs Mount Ararat in Turkey, an avalanche forces them to seek shelter inside a massive cave uncovered by the snowfall. The cave is actually an ancient buried ship that many quickly come to believe is really Noah's Ark. When a team of scholars, archaeologists, and filmmakers make it inside the Ark for the first time, they discover an elaborate coffin in its recesses. The artifact tempts their professional curiosity, so they break it open. Inside, they find an ugly, misshapen cadaver, not the holy man that they had expected, a hideous creature with horns. A massive blizzard blows in, trapping them in that cave thousands of meters up the side of a remote mountain. but they are not alone. That's why I did not pick it up. Does it not sound so good? I'm slightly confused based off of where I am in the story and this blurb, because the newly engaged couple, I have not heard anything about them being trapped inside this cave. Like, the avalanche comes first and uncovers the cave, and then the couple goes in there, and then something happens to the couple, but I didn't hear, or like, it's not clear to me, at least right now, that it was an avalanche, and that's why it's 3 weeks later. I'm not sure. But anyways, otherwise, it all sounds great. I'm very excited. As soon as I opened this and read it, I was like, oh, there it was. Snow horror. That's what I wanted. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go back to reading, and I think I'm going to crochet. I'm making my little sister a sweater, and I am so close to being done. I just want it, just need to finish it today. So that's what I'm gonna work on and listen to the book. Okay, bye.
His flesh crawled with revulsion, and he opened his eyes, staring about him in desperation as he spun in the harness. Below, people had come out of the cave and were waving to the helicopter pilot to swing him closer. 2 figures had crept down to a spot 20 feet below the cave opening, where a kind of platform had been set up, posts sunk into the face of the mountain. Fear swam up inside, worming its way into his belly, roiling there like acid and bile. He felt himself go slack. For so long, he had believed himself next to fearless, but this fear bit as deeply into him as the mountain chill.
Hi, hello. It is still Wednesday. I am 43% through Ararat, and I'm liking it. It is entertaining. We've had the first official kill, and I'm interested because, like, based off of the blurb, it feels like there's something in there with them. However, that's not necessarily what we've seen so far. Like, it's presented in a way that is ambiguous. So it could just be like, these people are isolated and, you know, things just start to crack and crumble. But I'm enjoying it either way. It's a good time, because that's kind of the vibe that I wanted for my tundra horror, is like, yes, spooky monster, but also isolation, cold, hungry, don't know what to do, don't know what's going on. That is also very scary and more realistic than a monster. So I'm enjoying my time. I just went to the mall, so I did not do any listening in the past little bit. I don't think I'll do any more today, probably. It's nighttime, and I want to watch some TV, and I have to work in the morning, so I'll probably listen to a bit driving to and from work, but otherwise it might be an update in the evening kind of thing. But I'm enjoying it. I overall understand, like, that this is a series with the dude Ben Walker, I think is what his name is. The story does some interesting, like, head hopping stuff. Like, how do I describe this? Like, any character is game for a point of view chapter, even if it's like short, but like any character is game, which is very interesting because not a lot of stories do that. I don't necessarily think it's bad. I just think it's confusing sometimes, especially because I'm listening, I'm not reading it. I have been momentarily confused at times. However, it, like, the scene clarifies itself, so it's fine. It's just interesting that everybody is fair game as a point of view. Not bad, just interesting. So yeah, I'm 43% through. I'm liking it, and we'll see how it goes. I will update you tomorrow. Bye. Hi, hello. It's Thursday. I just finished work and made a pit stop to the animal store, pet store. That's what it's called. I've been listening to this book, and I actually paused it because I'm so stressed out. Not actually stressed, but you know when you know a character is gonna do something really dumb, and you're just like, oh, don't do it. I think I'm at one of those points right now, and I was like, he already did something dumb, and now he's gonna do something like bad. And I'm it's about to happen, and I just paused it because I was like, I don't think I can handle this right now. I'm trying to drive. So I paused it. I'm still liking the book so far. I don't know what I'm at currently, percentage wise. I was at 50% when I got to work this morning, and then I just listened to a bunch more. I'm a good chunk of the way through the book, and I'm enjoying it. I can't actually say that I like any single character, and I can't actually say that I think anybody's choices really make any sense. But I'm enjoying the book so far. It's my vibe. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted. He didn't do it, which I'm very happy about. And they had a little surprise twist. I had a thought in my head since the beginning of the book that something was happening, and I was incorrect. And I'm very happy because this is worse. I did not update yesterday, but I am still listening to this book, Ararat. I feel like I'm liking it less, and it's not bad or whatever. Like, it's a good book. But I feel like it's too long. I was just listening, and I've reached about 8 hours, just over 8 hours. And they are trying to hike down this mountain, and there are 2 hours left of this book. Or there is 2 hours. There are 2 hours? Whatever. I don't know what else is gonna happen. Like, I don't think I want anything to happen. I feel like the issue has not been resolved, and I want the issue to be resolved. However, I don't know really how to put this into words, but like, it was less fun once the bad thing was revealed as what it is. I don't want to be like super spoilery or whatever, but I feel like it revealed what it was explicitly, or who it was explicitly, too soon. Because now I have 2 hours left, and I'm like, I don't know. My thoughts are all over the place. But I feel like maybe if this had an hour left, I would think differently. But the fact that there's 2 hours left of this is strange. But it's still a good book. I'm not disliking it. And less my vibe. Like, now that I know what the thing is, it's not super my vibe. But it's still fine. It's been fun. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Okay. Bye. Why do you look at me like that when I start filming? What do you want? What's up? You waiting for me to say something? Hello. It is Sunday the 21st. I just finished our Ararat. I don't know. So it turns out, in the last minute, what I thought was happening at the beginning of the book actually was happening. So ignore that when I said, oh, it's not happening, it's worse. It was worse, but what I thought also was happening. So I mean, I do write, so maybe that's why I guessed it, or I mean, it's kind of obvious, but either way, I don't really know how I feel. I liked it for the most part. I think the head hopping was too much. Maybe that's a personal opinion. I would rather a chapter be a person and not anybody. We just jump back and forth from here to here. It wasn't super in your face, like obtrusive. Obtrusive might be the right word. It wasn't like that. It was just that I feel like I'm this person, and then I'm this person, and I'm this person. And it's not that I'm necessarily confused. It's just more like jarring that I'm switching back and forth between people. So yeah, I didn't love the ending. because it was what I guessed was going to be the ending. Which, I mean, guessing the ending correctly is not a bad thing. I just wish it was a little bit more original. Because it was a good book otherwise. But yeah, I will have to think on what I would rate it. But it's done, so. I'm streaming right now. I'm in what is potentially my last sprint, doing a reading stream for the first time in a while. Kind of preparing to go into the Missy Elliott readathon, while I'll hopefully be doing more reading streams. This one's been fun because I got to listen to my book and do some other stuff at the same time, so it's been good. I'm enjoying it. I gotta switch books. Going back to, or I guess not for you guys, but Christmas and Other Horrors is what I'll be trying to finish next. Let's see how it goes.
She's from St. Landry. Catatonic when we found her. Why should I live?
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on Tuesday, and I thought that I would do a little reading update while I drink my morning tea. As of last night before I went to bed, I have read 13 of the 18 stories that are in here, and I figured maybe I would take this opportunity to talk about them. Some of them I have to look at them again because I started reading this in 2023 and then I stopped because I had other stuff that I prioritized, like Demon Slayer. Anyways, so the first story, which is kind of funny and I did not know this until literally right now, The Importance of a Tidy Home by Christopher Golden, who is the person who wrote Ararat, which I did not love in its entirety. However, this short story was great. I actually really liked it. It's about spooky Christmas maid elves, demons. At the end of the Christmas season, these beings go door to door and check on people's houses to see if they're clean or dirty. And if they're clean, they leave you like a coin and some good luck. And if they're dirty, then it was very good, honestly. I think one of the better shorts in this story that I've read so far. The second story is The Ones He Takes by Benjamin Percy. This kind of felt like more of a classic Christmas horror about a grieving family who have lost a child on Christmas, but one Christmas he returns. It was pretty good. I would say if The Importance of a Tidy Home was like 4.75, I would just round it to a 5-star. The Ones He Takes, I'd give it like a 4.5. The next story was His Castle by Alma Katsu. And it's basically about a couple vacationing in Wales, and they go to Wales all the time, but they don't like going for reasons that you have to find out over the story. And they're basically visited by locals with bad intentions, and stuff happens. 4 stars. It was good. Return to Bear Creek Lodge by Tananary Du is next. I really like this one, except I really didn't like the ending. It's basically about a young boy who is going to the lodge of his dying grandmother following an altercation that the two of them had that left him literally scarred. So he's very unhappy to go. But while he's there, he sees that there is a creature that's lingering around his grandmother and investigates. I thought it was really good, not really coming of age, but like coming to confidence and like coming to drive, if that makes sense. But then I didn't like the end. I would give it like 3.75. I'll round to a 4. It was fine. Our Recent Unpleasantness is by Stephen Graham Jones. This story I had some issues with. The initial I struggled through the first couple pages because I really did not like the main character or his view of women. Even though he is the wronged man in this situation, or it seems like he is the wronged man, it just, I didn't like it. But it got better. So this story lost me in the beginning and then it had me all through the middle. I was like, I want to know what's going on. Give me more information. And then the end came and it lost me again. It's essentially about a man who walks his dog at night before dinner, and he is a peeping Tom. He's very convinced that he's not a peeping Tom, but he is a peeping Tom. He likes to look into people's houses and hopefully see women. And one day he looks up and sees a lady take her head off, and he has to deal with that in a weird way. I'm being nice. I'm being charitable. 3.5. That's it. 3.5. All the Pretty People by Nadia Bolton. It's about a Christmas party. What did she call it? Festivus? I don't know what that is, but it's like a Christmas party where they go and hang out and have a pole that you're supposed to defeat somebody with. I don't know. Anyways, at this party, they're all friends except one friend is missing because she has ghosted them essentially in the past few months, and one of the characters in particular is very upset about that because they were really good friends, and shenanigans ensue. I liked it until this stuff happened. I feel like this one has a weird pacing problem where the lead up into everything was really good, and then the stuff that should have been near the end was in the middle, and there was like too much afterwards. Like for a short story, I feel like it should have been like at the end. There was too much explanation afterward. 3.5. Like it was, I think if it was half the length, it would have been great. The next story, I have no idea how to say the name. It's Finnish, I'm assuming, based on the story. It's by Josh Mallerman. I will just show you and you can decide how to say it yourself. No idea. It is about a musician who is an asshole, basically. I'm sorry. It's about a musician who is a jerk and is very focused on his career and himself and does not care about anybody else. But he finds a girlfriend, don't know how, who is also a musician, and she takes him home to Finland to meet her parents. And the dad has a sauna that he wanted the guy to go into. And while they're in the sauna, it's very hot, and the dad gets some information out of him, and that is all that I will say about that. I give it a 5 stars for existential sauna dread because I detest going into the sauna. Like it's so hot. I just absolutely cannot. And this guy kept having to go back in because the dad was like, let's go again, and he's like, okay. And I related to that so much. Overall story, I would give it like a 4.5. 5 for the sauna, but 4.5 is the actual rating. It was good. I liked it a lot. I have a couple more stories to read. Hopefully be done by probably tomorrow is more likely, just because I have to go to work today and then still write. so I probably won't finish it tomorrow, but I will get some done. And if I finish that next story, Grave of Small Birds, I'll update you. Have a great day. Good morning. It is Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. It's just after 6. I have been up since 4 with my dogs, whom I love and adore. Could not fall back asleep. They did, which is really awesome for them. But I've been here. I had a tea and I've been reading. I just read probably my least favorite story in this whole book so far, and I don't have very much left. It was called A Gravy of Small Birds by Karen Warren. It was just entirely too long. I think the concept was cool, but it could be like a quarter of the length. I think it was like a 40-page story or over 40 pages, and I think it could have been like maybe 10. So yeah, it was too long and I didn't like the character. So I am going to read a little bit more. I'm streaming at 7, so we'll just see what I can get done by 7. I'm almost done though. I have 4 more stories, but I think the last story is also very long. Like 30 pages is the last story, so we'll see. Oh, the second last story is also 30 pages. All the long stories are at the end. Woohoo! I'll keep you posted. Bye. Hi, hello. I decided to leave my house for once in a while. I went to Starbucks and I went to the bookstore, which I should not have done. However, I was encouraged by my mom to get out of the house. And if I'm getting out of the house, I might as well get some books. So I got 2. I had 3 originally. I put 1 back because I was being good, I think. One of the books, I'm very proud, was actually on my to buy list because I'm reading it this year. It's on my list. So the first one I got was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I was kind of unsure about this one. I'm not sure if it's my vibe, but we're gonna try it anyways. It had me until the last line of the blurb, and it says, to find the answer, she'll have to unlock the greatest mystery of all, her own heart. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not sure. But we're gonna try it anyways. Whatever, worst comes to worst is I don't buy the next one, and that's it. And then this one this one is actually on my 24 to read in 24, so Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. I'm excited for this one. I hope it's good. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna get to it because I kind of planned out my reading for a while, and we know that I'm slow, so fingers crossed that it's sometime soonish because there's a lot of releases that are coming out throughout the year. I think this one just came out in January. I mean, it is January, so obviously it came out in January. Brain is not braining. Either way, I'm gonna read it, but now I'm gonna go home and do some writing. Bye. Hi, hello. It is Thursday the 25th, and I thought I would pop in to let you know I finished the second book on my little mini TBR. I finished Christmas and Other Horrors, and I will say that I liked it overall. I gave it a 4-star on Goodreads because I was too lazy to do the math on averaging out what my actual rating would be. I think realistically it's probably more like a 3.75, maybe a little tiny bit lower, but I round up, and that's fine. So I gave it a 4. The final stories that I don't think I've talked about were The Visitation by Jeffrey Ford. That's essentially, it was a story about during these certain days over Christmas, you're not allowed to deny anybody entry into your home. Like, you're not allowed to turn anybody away, and these people obviously do, and stuff happens. It was a solid story. I liked it. The Lord of Misrule by M. Rickert. I thought it was really good. I actually didn't like it in the beginning, which I feel like is a theme with me. I did not enjoy it, but it got consistently better as I read it, and I actually liked the ending, even though it was kind of horrible. But I actually liked the ending of that one. No Light, No Light by Gemma Files was basically about a sleazy liar trying to erupt a volcano. But there was like some Norse mythology in there, and I'm a sucker for Norse mythology, so it was a win for me. Afterwards by John Langan was also very good. I kind of saw what it was doing early on, but I liked it, and it was fine. I would say the last 3 stories were like really strong outro to the novel, and I think they picked the correct story to intro the novel as well. The Importance of a Tidy Home by Christopher Golden. I think the beginning and end were very good, and not everything in between was very good, but that's okay. That is why we love anthologies. You're not gonna like everything, most likely, but you'll find something, and I did. With that said, I will be moving on to a new book, but I have decided, I think, to read 2 books at once, which in theory I am always doing, because if you look at my Goodreads right now, I have like 5 books on the go right now, but I don't usually read them at the same time. It's more like I read one and get bored of it and pick something else up, and then maybe go back to read that other one, and I feel bad Xing it out of my currently reading, so my list just gets longer and longer. I think I had 11 books at one time, and I was like, I'm definitely not reading 11 books. But yeah, so I have Never Whistle at Night. That's an anthology, and I also have A Haunting in the Arctic, which I think will be fun to like dual read, because Never Whistle at Night will have the short stories, while A Haunting in the Arctic will have one long story. I think that would be fun to switch back and forth between, maybe. We'll see. But I'm gonna try that. Hopefully we'll start reading today/tomorrow. It's my dad's birthday, so we'll see. It depends on what we end up doing. Do you like the taste of makeup? No, I didn't think so. He said no. Anyways, see you later. Hi, hello. Editing day here to say that I talk entirely too much. And I have to split this vlog into 2. I promise I will practice being concise going forward, but it didn't happen in this one, so we're gonna cut it in half. There are 2 more books in the Winter Spooktacular that I will be talking about in part 2. I hope that you're interested and stick around to see what they are and my thoughts on them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss when part 2 drops. I super appreciate your time. Please let me know what you are reading currently, and if you are feeling the Winter Spooktacular vibe. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing month, and I will see you in part 2. Bye.